This lady is Rachel, and we're here to host you on a wonderful 2.5 hour long adventure. And we know exactly how long this stream is going to be because I have a doctor's appointment at 3:20. I can't obviously miss my doctor's appointment. So that means that the stream will last 2.5 hours. We've got a variety of pleasant and comfortable things in store for you today. I'm thinking we might take a look at some of the outfits that they wore to the Emmys. And I believe the MTV Awards were recently.
Yeah, we can definitely look at those too.
We could look at those. We could explore that. I have picked up my prescription. Yes. Hello, Winston-Salem. Greetings and welcome. I have indeed picked up my prescription. And so I do want to do that. But I think what I'd like to do first is a little bit of manicuring, because I'm making progress on number 2. Number 1 is finishing the drying process in the drying closet. It could even finish curing in the jars at this point if I wanted to put it into the jars. I'm hoping to fill this all up with cherry pie.
Oh, smart. I like that you labeled it.
Yeah. If I don't fill it all up, well, we'll just, it won't have all the jars filled up. But I think I should get close. With the combination of the smalls over there and the stuff I have in the closet drying right now, it should be pretty close to filling most of these jars up. So that would be nice if we had, it would be great if we had 8 jars plus a little cherry pie. And then we'll see how many jars we'll get at the Northern Lights. I don't think we'll get 8, but we might get 6, say. I don't know. And then we'll... No. We've got these many full of dry cherry pie. Got plus this much, And this one isn't really full all the way. I really should put this into here. There. Now we've got 4 that are actually full. But I will tell you something. Hi, Mithuna. You're 11 years old. Well,
are you not in school today?
This is probably not the most appropriate stream for you to be watching. But I have my doubts about your age.
I don't, because of that question.
Oh, that's why I have my doubts.
Oh.
It's like that's exactly what somebody pretending to be 11 would say.
Oh.
Given that
I fell for it.
Well, they could be 11. Because it's exactly what somebody would say. It could go either way.
No, I can't tell online.
Bonjour. Bonsoir. Quelle heure est-il? I had their channel since 2019, so that's 5 years. So they really get a YouTube channel at 6 years old. It's possible, but I don't think you're allowed to. Or I think you have to be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you see have you seen their videos, Winston's mom?
They probably don't have any. They're probably just a viewer.
Well, it's 9:53 p.m. in France, huh? That's a nice time. Pleasant.
If you're really 11, Mithuna, tell me your favorite things about Roblox.
Hmm.
An 11-year-old should be able to do that. All right, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Let's get a couple of branches to bring back in here and do a little manicuring.
You want to come with? We're going outside, so we're not going to watch TV.
No, we're not. When we come back inside, I'll clean the scissors off with the alcohol because they're pretty sticky.
Pretty chill today.
Yeah, it's chilly. Okay. Whoa! Careful there, Eric.
Wednesday and Thursday is supposedly gonna rain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
This is how much left we have of this plant. This is not a huge plant, right?
No, it's not. It looks so big because of the buds are so big, but there's not much.
True. This is the most precious of them all, accordingly, since there's the least of it.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, what there is looks fantastic.
Yeah. Mmm.
Mmm, delicious. Okay. I'm saving that best branch. We'll get that maybe tomorrow or something. We can take the better part of a week getting this done because the Gorilla Glue is not going to be done until well, I mean, it's done-ish, but figure this upcoming weekend at the earliest for harvesting that. So, we've just got to manicure this a little bit. And, Rachel, let me get your trash can for you.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Joshua Ward. You know.
I said I liked white girls and Americans told me they were hoes. Is this true?
I mean, some Americans are and some aren't, you know? It's not
I'd
like...
say it's 50-50.
50-50, says Rachel.
Maybe a little bit more non.
Maybe more non-hoes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Rachel, I'd like to think, and she has stated it was did not hoe it up very much.
Mm-mm.
We get this one other. We are in the state of California, the Golden State, as they call it.
Yes, the Golden State.
Oops. Put that there. Is that in the way? Can you still see the TV, okay?
Yes.
And
Oh, wait. There we go.
cool. And I will sit back down over here. California, yeah. It knows how to party. According to that one song, anyway. All right, now I'm going to clean these scissors off before we get started because they are all sticky and resonated. He does not look like Charles Darwin. Okay, well, maybe I do, maybe I don't. If I don't look like Charles Darwin now, maybe I'll evolve into looking like Charles Darwin.
Hi, Emmy.
Hi, Emmy. Hi, G. Hi, Jonathan Earl. Hi, Renan LLL. Hi, Francois LVDT. Limited. Hi, Andre Minecraft. And welcome. All of you, welcome to Talking with Fans People, the internet's only YouTube channel. That's right. This is the only YouTube channel that exists.
Yeah.
So I've kind of got a captive audience. Every person who wants to watch YouTube has to watch me. Unfortunately, there are only 16 people who want to watch YouTube right now in the entire world.
Hey, G.
Hi, Chrissy Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Is that your real name? Chrissy Chris Christensen?
Hey, Hero Lamb.
Okay, let's get a little alcohol now. I've scraped off the bulk of the things that need to be scraped. Chrissy Chris Christensen Jr. Okay, fine, that makes sense.
Hero Lamb, that's funny that you sing that song. Did you watch the OC? I used to watch the OC, and that's what that song reminds me of. California, here come. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know, I stopped watching that show after they killed off Marissa. I was like, what the heck? Why are you doing that?
It's not worth the hassle, Jonathan Earl, frankly. Like, I smoked a little ball of finger hash yesterday. Same thing as scissor hash, you know.
What should I do with do we have a place for the babies in there?
This is the smalls for
Okay.
that, yeah. Okay, look at this bad boy. So this is smalls. I'm just gonna take that off. And this one too, I guess. I'll leave the rest of them. I've got a bit more stem to work with, you know. So at the beginning, I like to pull off the leaves with my fingers. It seems a little easier for some of the bigger leaves. But this is a little harder to pull leaves off than some other strains. Depends how stringy it is, you know, how much of this hemp string it makes. But I'm trying to be a little bit extra careful with this stuff because it's so pristine and prime.
Yeah.
I figure if it's a little under manicured, so be it, rather than roughing up the buds more than like I.
Do you think I'm roughing up the buds?
No, I'm talking about myself. I'm just you do it however you feel like doing it.
I try to get it as neat as possible.
Like with the cherry pie, I'd get in there to get a lot of leaves out, and I ended up kind of roughing up the buds a bit, and it didn't really matter to me that much because we have so little of this, and because it looks so pristine. I mean, just like so beautiful. Let me go a little bit less zoom. Be still. Well, anyway, you can't necessarily see how crystally it is on the camera, but it's super crystally.
Am I ruining it by like getting it
No. Manicure, however you feel like manicuring, Rachel. I think you do a great job of manicuring. I was talking about how I tend to get the leaves with my fingers. Like you're doing mostly scissor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I use my fingers to get the leaves, it's more efficient. In some sense, it's kind of good because you get more of the leaf because you get the root of the leaf out. But I rough up the buds more. So I'm trying to rough up these buds a little less. But I still want to get the bigger leaves with my fingers if I can.
I like to pretend that I'm a hairdresser.
Yeah. I'm gonna go hairdresser now with the rest of this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really do. I play hairdresser in my mind, and I'm like, I need to. Okay, my next client is next, and I need to be that. The next haircut has to be just as good as the one before.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. Are we going to make some tea with it?
No, I think we're gonna just put it in the closet to dry, and once it's dry, we'll just enjoy it. Now, Iron Lion recommended the other day that one manicure after it's dry. So I left one branch of the cherry pie out uh, to dry unmanicured, and I can see the advantages of it kind of, but you'll end up with something that's less well manicured if you let it dry. Yes, it's easier kind of to pick off the dry leaves than it is to cut off the wet ones. You don't probably get as well. I don't know. You might. Well, you have to use your fingers, not scissors. But so I'm going to concede that the idea is not entirely without merit, but I still believe manicuring wet is better. Yeah, Rachel has a vape that she vapes wax with.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, nothing gets me as high as the weed that we have.
Right, this stuff's good stuff. Well, it's also at the peak of freshness. So much about how good weed is depends on how fresh it is. It is the opposite of wine. Okay, it ages. It only gets worse the older it gets. And so, I'm glad we have these canning jars or preserving jars or whatever you want to call them. They came with the house because those are relatively airtight and means the weed will keep a long time in those jars. And if we can put it in not fully dry even, and it's probably a better thing to do, and then it will last a little longer. You just gotta quote unquote burp it like once a month.
Hey, Marcus Aurelius. Hey, Jazzy the Slay Girl.
And you can see these yellow tips on the leaves, maybe. Yeah, you can. That's one of the signs that it's ready. It's ready.
That was a good suggestion, Winston's mom. Good information.
Yeah, Winston's mom shared that information with me the other day. I learned that then. I'd not heard that before.
Winston's mom's full of good information.
Yeah, she's full of good information. When you cut her open, look inside of her, and the doctor tried to do an appendix operation on her, all they found was good information. They're like, we can't take out all this good information. My friend nearly burned himself to death trying to make dabs. Ay, ay. That's
We're not
horrible.
looking to do that.
I'm not looking to try to make dabs. I'm not interested in making concentrate. I have considered looking at the following. Like, if I were to put fill one jar of one of the strains we have the most of, probably the Jack. If I were to fill a jar with hard alcohol, like gin or vodka or something, and just let that soak for a couple of weeks. If I then poured that liquid into, say, food and cooked off the alcohol, is the psychoactive substances of marijuana, are they alcohol soluble? Would that work? Because then if I cooked off the alcohol, it would also bring the psychoactive chemicals up to the temperature it needs to be to activate. I think that might be a good way to avoid can of butter and still have an edibles component to our harvest. Because I don't like the whole can of butter thing. It's a pain in the ass. I can't seem to get it right. It wastes a lot of weed.
It takes a lot of weed to do it. Yeah.
Have I ever been to France? No, I've not. Rachel, you've been to France, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
That's a place that we both haven't. Yeah.
Neither of us have been there.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one manicured branch. And for the moment, I'm going to stick it over here to wait to go to the closet.
Mine have been little, so I've been putting them in the jar.
That's fine. Hi, Hussein. Auto Cinderella Jack. Well, maybe I'll try that next year. Does anybody know? Is it alcohol soluble like that? Would that work? This idea that I have of
put it in,
of like taking one of the jars, maybe like a jar of Smalls or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And filling it with vodka, and then cooking with that vodka.
Cooking with the vodka.
Cooking with that vodka, making it hot enough to burn off the alcohol, which will also be hot enough to activate the THC, and that being a way of having an edible form of.
I wonder.
Well, you know what, Jonathan Earl? If you don't know, I will try it.
Putting it in the fridge, make it turn purple?
No. Jonathan Earl says he doesn't know what would happen if I did that.
Oh.
But it seems like a smart idea, so I think I'll try it.
Why not?
Yeah, like we use that gin above the thing to deglaze all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could have an equivalent jar of alcohol.
Yeah, I wonder. Does anyone know?
If anyone would know, it would be Jonathan Earl. He doesn't know, so nobody knows. Jonathan Earl is a bit of an expert on stuff like that.
Okay, so if he doesn't know, yeah.
Of course, if I know THC is fat soluble, I don't know if it's alcohol soluble.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess I could just Google that.
I mean, you can make weed tea. So.
I mean, can you though?
Yeah.
I guess if the water's hot enough, it might activate it. But it's not water soluble. It wouldn't. That doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be able to make tea out of it that works. I know it's not water soluble.
I used to eat, like, when I would go to family events and they, like, being judgmental of my smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
I used to still bring it with me.
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't smoke it because like I knew that would be a dead giveaway, but I would eat it.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of the chemicals probably still do something to you.
It did, yeah. You know, it wasn't. It was just I had to have my weed somehow.
All right, I want to trade jars. Cherry pie.
Solubility. Lipids.
Oh,
Oh,
and
it is good. And
alcohols.
alcohol.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll try that. We'll try that for sure. So this is the new Smalls. You can just put this on the plate. This is the new Smalls jar for the Northern Lights.
Okay.
I'll put the cherry pie Smalls in the smaller jar. There's that.
Yeah, I know there are cannabis beverages.
Greater than 1 gram per milliliter. That's great. So that's plenty of solubility. So this seems like a good plan then. We'll try that.
So we'll cook with it?
Yeah, we'll cook with it because the thing is, it being soluble in alcohol is fine. That still won't be enough to get you high because it won't activate except at a certain temperature. That temperature should be approximately the temperature that alcohol burns off at. Because alcohol boils a lot lower temperature than water does.
I see.
So I think it should work well.
Oh, do you specifically want the leaves on this one?
No, I put that there for you.
Oh, thanks.
For you to just manicure. I don't know why I'm doing it over the table instead of over the trash can. The tricky science of getting opposites to attract resulted in imperfect drinks. Cannabis oil and water would separate, creating a holding system product. Well, what I'm talking about is not making drinks with this at all. I'm talking about I currently use alcohol to cook fairly often. You know, if I'm using a pan and I'm frying something, I'll use it to deglaze. And really, the ideal deglazer would be vodka because it deglazes without adding a lot of flavor. Gin works well too. But I think, I could just get some cheap vodka because it doesn't need to be good. I'm not drinking it. And get all the psychoactive elements of the weed soluble into the alcohol and then up to temperature when I cook with it. And then we should have edibles in the form of a liquid that I need to use anyway in a dish often. Namely, a deglazing liquid like alcohol. And yeah, you could deglaze with water, but it doesn't work as well. I mean, it's just like when the bottom of your pan's getting like all stuck with cooked on stuff. Nothing works as well as alcohol because it deglazes it and then goes away very quickly because it boils off, Whereas if you do it with water, then all of a sudden you've got this water you have to boil off. And if you're super careful, like how much water you put in, when you put it in, then you can avoid that, but you don't have to be as careful with alcohol.
Oh no.
What happened?
You think it's still good?
Yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with it at all.
I dropped it.
Well, I don't see any hairs or anything.
Okay.
So I like this idea. I think we're going to try it. But we're not going to try it with this stuff. I mean, we could try it with like a jar of cherry pie smalls.
Yeah. Ethyl alcohol and water will have differing abilities to extract cannabinoids due to their insolubility in water. Generally speaking, 80 proof.
Was too weak. Okay, well, I'll get like 100 proof Smirnoff. How about that? I'll get the highest proof stuff I can find. Whatever kind of alcohol it is. It doesn't really matter what it is. If it's whiskey, it's fine, or whatever.
Yeah, it's not like we're drinking it, we're just putting it in the food.
Yeah, we just need the highest proof stuff we can get to extract as many of the cannabinoids as possible.
Don Quixote has 151 proof.
Okay. We get that then.
Are schnapps and Kahlua high in alcohol? Titan Brew says Everclear grain alcohol.
Yeah, they don't sell that in California.
And is that?
There's a lot of stuff that's super high proof that it's illegal in California. I'll get the highest proof I can.
I feel bad because, like, when I heard that, my dad said that, like, the family was like upset with you, I like went off. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Because, like, I thought that the wedding didn't go so bad. Like,
I fucked up.
how?
Well, because it's like it's all of your guys' family. I'm this newcomer who's doesn't have any experience acting like new sheriff in town. Nobody's gonna respond well to that. But of course, you know, the thing is, depends how much you value justice, I guess.
Yeah, because my uncle Doug was like, is that your boyfriend? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I really like him.
Well, that was nice of Uncle Doug. You know, maybe if we want to repair those relationships, we do it one family member at a time.
Yeah.
You know?
Next time I call
Uncle Doug and maybe, you know, it's also the case that things were a lot different than they are now.
Yeah, they are. And
it's like now there's not a problem that needs to be fixed. There's not an injustice that needs to be addressed or remedied or whatever.
And like what? So they were like upset that I was outside like smoking weed with you most of the time? Like
I think they were upset that I critiqued your brother and talked shit on the stream. That's what I think. But I mean, I don't know. I have no, maybe you're right. I don't know. Hi, Jason L. I am not in. I mean, the thing is, I do value harmony over truth, actually. F.E. Third Slot and T.I. Tool.
I instead was like, I was like, how judgmental of them. Like, you know, this is our lifestyle. That's how we live. Like,
if you're right and it was that, then that's just ridiculous. I think I could get this one a little bit better, maybe. Okay.
Hey, Jason L.
Hi, Jason L.
No, but you did remind me that I have a joint left, so I will light that up. Eric's joints are my favorite.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome. them. I always feel bad making you do them, but
I don't feel bad. I don't mind. Hey, Eric, you raised your daughter wrong? Well, fortunately, she's not been determined by how I raised her. I did.
So that was a great person. How?
I mean, Jeremiah thinks he's trying to demonstrate some point about cognitive functions, but I think I don't know what point he's trying to demonstrate. What I would say in response to that is, well, I didn't do a great, perfect job of raising her, but even if I fucked up, she seems to have turned out pretty good. So.
Yeah, I mean, she's a well-adjusted young lady. I mean, she's got strong opinions and seems like she stands up for herself.
She's a strong woman who belongs out here with the best survivalists.
Yeah. But she's a strong woman who wouldn't say that she's a strong woman. Like even Spotify, like when they do their yearly things, like one time they gave off like what your like personality is based on the kind of music you listen to.
Uh-huh.
And for me it was like calm and mellow. I was like, okay. And then Delilah says hers was like strong and powerful.
I wonder what mine would be.
I wonder too. Maybe exciting and new.
Like love on the Love Boat. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. The Love Boat. Now we are making another trip. Or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
The Love Boat. It is all filled up with piss and shit. No, wait, those aren't the words. Okay. So, we've got some dry-ish cherry pie. Is that what other parents would say about their children, or would they want to make themselves perfect as they see their children as part of themselves? I mean, some people do, but I think that's unhealthy. It's like...
Yeah. My mom sees her children as a part of her, for sure.
This doesn't seem very clean.
Do we have another one?
Yeah, let me get it. This says on it, Fruit Frolic, 1999.
Hey, Metarazzi Sound.
The 1999, some lady made Fruit Frolic in this preserves jar. This one is also not very clean. Guess that's why it was stuck on there. Alright, good enough. I'm tired of turning down jars.
Jason, are you a cheerleader?
The Love Boat has an STD for everyone. Probably true.
Yeah, probably. I like the idea of like the Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island happening in the same time. Like they both lived in the 70s.
Like, how dare Marcia be concerned with such trivial matters while Gilligan and the skipper are lost on an island?
Yeah. Like how different. Hey,
right,
don't be
good.
rude, Jason L.
Yeah, don't be rude, okay? Why don't you shut up? How about that? I turned it around on you. Now you don't even know what to do.
You mean tool functions at your child? You know, and this tool you've been using so much to get your way.
I don't even know what that is. Okay. This goes in the trash. This goes on here. This goes on here. Now we've got 5 jars of cherry pie. 5 jars of cherry pie. And 6 more days till Tuesday. Hey, mister, you're getting aggressive with your blinking.
Yeah, Jason L has a reputation for that.
Yeah. How about you hit a blinker, buddy?
It's hard to hit a blinker. I don't have the lung capacity.
I don't want to cough, you know?
Yeah.
Why would you want to cough that much?
I don't. It makes me pukey sometimes.
Yeah. Alright, there. Now this jar is clean enough.
I wanted to.
Clean enough for surgery.
I wanted to learn how to be courageous in 11 steps, but unfortunately, Teal Swan made it so that you have to get the Teal Swan app and watch the full video there.
I see. Well, that's Teal Swan for you. She's a businesswoman first.
It seems ENTJ more than. Right?
Well, there's nothing per se wrong with being a businesswoman. If you're in the self-help field of stuff, and your business model is to have people continually needing self-help forever, rather than actually solving any problems, that seems a little morally questionable to me.
Well, I saw a YouTube that was suggested to me about the dark side of Teal Swan, how it's
The
kind
dark
of
side.
yeah, like the younger generations are thinking it's like she's kind of a cult leader.
Yeah, well, I've heard a few indications of that sort of thing regarding one C.S. Joseph as well.
That's
But
true.
I'm not making the claim myself. I'm just recklessly spreading rumors, you know. I think there's some cause to call into question some of his ways, procedures, means, etc. Jason L., there's not going to be any blinking today. Just going to have to live with that fact. To deal with it. Deal with the fact that it's a blinking free day. Yeah, not stay dependent. I will leave these unlidded so that they can dry a little bit.
I just have I have issues. I have issues with, and this is a personal thing, obviously, with people who think that they're spiritual gurus, and they fucking they talk about the dangers of weed, or how they don't use it anymore because they felt they were depending on the weed to become spiritual, but it was actually lowering their vibration. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you fucking serious? Like,
people project their own experience onto everybody else all the time. I think the worse intuition you have, in some sense, the more likely you are to do that. But maybe it's just the more TE you are.
Yeah, there's no problem with quitting it. right? Like, I don't think there's any problem quitting it, but I think there's a problem when you're saying that other people should quit it because it lowers their vibration.
Right. I used to be wrong about it and smoke
Yeah.
weed. But now that I don't smoke weed, I realize it's wrong for you too.
Mm-hmm. It's hard, yeah.
What a horrible thing to be saying. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's true with the man with the great machete. They are snake oil salesmen.
Salespeople. Okay? Teal Swan's a woman.
So, our male person just drove by. How woke of you.
Yeah, I know. Although really, instead of saying person, I should say per child. Son is of the patriarchy, you see. That's why instead of calling women women, I call them Woper children.
Woper children?
Mm-hmm. That way you keep any gendered language out of my talking. Because woman has the word man in it. That's the patriarchy. And person has the word son in it, and that's the patriarchy.
I mean, maybe that's true that they get confronted with their bad vibes. I'm not sure, but it's like they're fine with ayahuasca. That's another point that I'm like, so you're like saying, I don't know.
Ayahuasca when the wind comes crashing on the plane.
I think the guy is, I don't know, I don't know. There's a bunch of, there's like three. I can name Teal Swan. She's against weed. At first she talks about how good it is, and then she's like, but if you really wanna,
if you want to get to level 6,
yeah, you have to stop smoking weed.
Yeah. Look, you gotta understand, guys, around here we have belts like karate, okay, but they're spiritual belts. If you want to be a spiritual black belt, you're gonna need to pay $970 for my 2-hour symposium, in which you'll get to spend time with me personally and my healing gaze directed at you for healing purposes. Jason, right now I'm going to heal you of your blink obsession. Ready? Get ready for the healing gaze, everybody. Whatever malformations you have, whatever diseases, whatever discomforts, you just bring those front and center. I'm going to heal them right now with my healing gaze. Here you go. Do you feel nurtured and accepted?
Yes.
From my healing gaze?
Yes.
That's what it does. It nurtures and it accepts.
I felt nurtured and
accepted?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Jason L., just knock it off, okay? Stop spamming your blinks.
Teal Swan is like a...
Just wanted a self-help YouTuber.
Yeah, self-help YouTuber. And I actually like Teat Swan better.
She'd be better if her name were TD Swan.
TD Swan. Jonathan Earl.
Well, now that Jeremiah fixed, now that it's been rescheduled, it can be made actually legal. It's not just decriminalized at the state level, but it's still illegal at the federal level. So,
she's also, you're right, Chris. She is profiting off of people who like the idea of being spiritual. She's also profiting off of people who have had trauma in their life. She likes to have...
Let me guess, you just need to put the past behind you. That's how you solve trauma.
She'll like call you out. She'll be like, so you're up here with me, and I'm sure that's very nerve-wracking for you. And of course, the person's going to be like, yes. And then she'll be like, we're talking about our past with our family systems. you raised your hand. What is it about your family system that you feel affected you as a child? Like, she's so effective in getting people to like spill their guts, and then she tells them, gives them advice. Well, that's understandable. Your father did that because of this and this and that.
I empathize, I explain, and now I prescribe. Here's a goal. Here's a few steps to get there. Do a little bit of this every day, and keep coming back to my seminars.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
And then eventually she'll also, so while you're up there, she'll also be like, see, she'll turn to the audience and she'll be like, see what she's doing right there? That is a form, she was giving an example of what gaslighting looks like. She was gaslit, so she obviously feels a certain way about this subject. Yeah, she definitely figured her audience out. I mean, she's gone through like a lot herself. She's been through a lot. I think she had a troubled childhood. So some of the stuff that she, when she was on YouTube mostly, um, I used to listen to some of her stuff. I didn't always agree. Sometimes I did though. So it's not, it's like she can be effective, but well, like what I said, when she said she like wasn't into, or like not to, for spiritual people to not smoke marijuana, I was just like, oh, come on. She's been around, I don't know, that's a really good question. I got into her probably around 2019, 2018, but I'm gonna check how long she's been on for. Teal Swan. 2011, she's been on YouTube, so she's been on YouTube for a while. Let's see when her last video was. Videos 2 days ago. How to be courageous. 11 powerful tips. This is an interesting one. When validation hurts relationships. Her numbers are dropping. That's interesting. Jason, how validation can be a form of abuse. How? How do you guys think that validation could be a form of abuse? Chrissy Chris says, I'm wondering about the long term effectiveness of her approach, like what happens when you stop following her, etc. I would think that um, some people eventually would be like, I don't know all about that. Like, or they could, have it like be called out by her in one of her sessions and then like feel exposed and not like that feeling. So, um,
Teal Swan had a giant surge in views in January 2024. I did as well, yeah. Was she live streaming vertically?
I don't know. I don't follow her. I mean, what is validation? I hate when people simply state your feelings are valid, but also behavior, Are you validating ad behavior?
She's such a terrible writer. You know?
But that was Chrissy Chris.
Oh, I thought that was Teal Swan.
But Teal Swan is a terrible writer.
Yeah, Teal Swan's a terrible writer. And she really carries on for a while unnecessarily.
She likes to insert her own. Well, I mean, I do that too, so I can't really criticize her on that. She, like, puts her own, I guess, SI into what she talks about usually.
It takes the form of like poorly written like thoughts, I guess.
Yeah. Like, let me read what the email says. Hi, Rachel. Courage is something we all need at some point in our lives, yet so many of us struggle to find it when we need it most. Often, people think of courage as a rare trait that some are born with, but that's a myth. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about the willingness to face your fears, pain, and discomfort head on for the sake of what truly matters to you. In her latest Ask Teal episode, Teal offers 11 powerful tips that will completely shift your perspective on courage and help you access it in your everyday life. Here are just a couple of key takeaways. Courage is a choice. It is the willingness to face and lean into pain and fear. It is choosing of discomfort. It is a choosing of discomfort and sometimes pain for the sake of what matters to you.
Like pain and discomfort, choosing discomfort and sometimes pain. Like, okay, you already said that.
Right. Find your why. Courage arises when you find a good enough reason to be courageous. In the situation you are in, look for a reason that is compelling enough that makes you willing to lean into fear and pain. And remember that reason. It will act like a North Star even when things become hard.
So lean into fear and pain. And remember why you're leaning into fear and pain. What else? Anything else? Any other
I actually think that someone else is writing this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do. I don't think this is her anymore. I think she's paying someone.
Well, it's still horrible.
Yeah, it is. I think the idea courage is a choice and find your why are her. But I think
Do you have any other choice tidbits?
No, these are just two transformative insights Teal shares in her video. If you're ready to learn how to embrace fear, build resilience, and become the courageous person you've always wanted to be, watch the full video and read the complete article below.
The other thing to remember is just because she's talking about herself in the third person doesn't mean she's not writing it.
Yeah, it's true. She could be. I thought about that myself. I was like, oh, actually.
People do that to make it seem like they've got a staff of people or whatever.
So yeah, it could be that she. Okay, so upcoming events. Synchronization Workshop, London, UK. Curveball Retreat, Costa Rica.
What am I synchronizing with?
I don't know.
Teal Swan's Vision of the Universe?
Yeah, probably. What's a curveball retreat?
Well, I mean, you don't know. She's gonna really throw you a curveball.
Prague. I should tell my sister. Synchronization Workshop.
In this workshop, we're gonna learn how to synchronize.
Why does Costa Rica get curveball retreat, and like basically every other place is a synchronization workshop. It's weird. Maybe she already did.
Because Costa Rica's a curveball. You know, if you hear Prague, you don't think Costa Rica is going to be on that tour.
No. Jonathan Earl, you are correct with those emojis. In fact, I'm going to give you a wonder point for them because I love emojis, and when they're spoken in a language that I understand, I really appreciate it. Like Jeremiah Fix, I like your rainbow, universe, rainbow. It's totally perfect. It's people who copy her enough to satiate her ego. I think there are some people who go who have had dealt with trauma, because she talks about trauma a lot. But I don't know what synchronization is.
It's like when you and I set our watches at the same time. You know?
Well, then
that's why I wonder what you're synchronizing with. If you and I synchronize our watches, well, now we know what we're synchronizing.
Yeah.
And we know what it means. But if we're just synchronizing, nothing, it seems like it's a transitive verb, right? You need to synchronize something.
Yeah, you do.
Or synchronize with something.
Hi, Capillo.
Like, for example, in the Olympics, the event synchronized swimming.
Which is not...
it explains what's synchronized.
But isn't it not...
They renamed it. But the point is, that name explains what's synchronized. It's the swimming moves that are synchronized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I don't understand why they changed it. I guess synchronized swimmers didn't like it or something. It is synchronized swimming. They're literally doing the same thing at the same time.
Right, they're synchronizing their swimming.
Mm-hmm.
And the name tells you what they're synchronizing. That emoji, Jason Al, is repeated too often.
And it's not even, like, accurate. I'm smoking a joint, not a cigarette. And if I did smoke cigarettes, I wouldn't smoke inside.
Chris, you're right about that. If you take enough Adderall, you become one with them all. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong, Chris. You're not wrong. I'm wondering who's gonna play Britney Spears in the Britney Spears movie. It's based on her book. I'm wondering who's gonna play Justin Timberlake too, but I definitely want to know who's playing Britney. Because she has to be able to dance too and sing. Well, I guess, I would think that she would have to sing too. I keep on getting videos recommended to me about how terrible of a person Blake Lively is. I feel bad for her. I feel like it's almost not her fault. Like, she was just raised in a privileged way, and
yes, it's her fault for being a bitch.
I mean, she really is a bitch.
It's always your fault if that's the problem. How can it be anybody else's fault that you're being a bitch?
It's not.
What about the young female who plays 11 on Stranger Things?
Oh, Millie Bobby Brown? What about her?
Could she be Britney Spears?
If she can sing and dance, I could see her.
I don't think she's the right look for Britney.
No. I feel like it'll be a newcomer. Like, I don't know many people.
Gotta be
Like,
somebody who looks kind of like Britney.
yeah, that's what I mean. I think it has to be a newcomer because I don't know many people that look like Britney Spears. She's a very like specific look.
It's very Down syndrome. That's Britney's look.
She definitely has bad taste in men.
Oh my God, I'm Britney.
She says that she forgets that she's famous.
I'm sure. She forgets that all the time. Well, maybe she does. She just like.
I think she does.
She's like She acts like somebody who knows she's famous and just doesn't get that that's different than other people's lives.
Yeah, because she does go to like a lot of public places. I mean, she walks around with her.
But she also expects special treatment. Like you don't go topless at the pool at the Beverly Hills Hotel and expect that to play fine.
She's not thinking.
I don't know what she's thinking. She's thinking, oh my God, I'm Britney.
I hope she does quit men for a while. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
It's hard if you're so used to that.
Or if she's not going to, maybe pick a good one.
Well, then she would have to have a good friend tell her one that's like not good for her, one that is.
People don't tend to listen to others when it comes to matters of the heart.
Well, then she's got to learn herself.
Yeah.
I hope this last dude, like she said, she was done with men. Because like the last dude that she was with recently, like, was like driving, and the paparazzi were like, they realized it was Britney Spears in the car, and she like ducked down, but he like rolled down the window, and she was like, "Tell me why the fuck he is rolling down the window as the paparazzi are coming by." And I specifically said something. She said, "Don't bother with them" or something. And he did it anyway. She was like, "I'm done with men."
What was he doing with the was he like talking shit or what? To the paparazzi? Or was he like, hey paparazzi, how are you?
No, she didn't want to be pictured. She's like in the car like this. Like that.
So remember, small's going this one. Okay. Let me close this one up actually, so don't get confused. Put this over here with number one lid on it. Actually, I could just probably empty these into this one. There, that's fine. All right. Now, I don't know if she's schizophrenic or not. I don't think so.
I don't think she's schizophrenic.
She might be bipolar.
Yeah, because she has mania for sure. Like, I see myself in Kanye too. The dumbass shit that comes out of his mouth.
You're way too hard on yourself, darling.
Thanks.
Bipolar Mania sounds like a fun party game. I agree, Ruben. It does. It's so much less fun than it sounds.
Yeah. When you're the person in the mania, it's like fun because
you're tweaked out beyond your wildest dreams.
Mm-hmm.
you got all the sleep depth high going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because sleep deprivation has its own kind of weird high.
Yeah. There's a peak to it. Like, right before you get extremely exhausted. Like, you're still able to, like, do a lot of stuff. Um,
Yeah, I guess that's why people stop taking their meds sometimes too.
mm-hmm. It is.
Because they like, but I like it so much. It's like being on speed.
Yeah. But yeah. Um, apparently, like, Selena Gomez has bipolar too, and she's not having her own children because um she's on medication and she can't stop it like
For the
me.
same reason you can't get pregnant, yeah. I mean, you can get pregnant, but
I
you couldn't carry the
it
term.
would be very hard. Honestly, it would be very hard.
I just wanted to clarify that it didn't mean you can't get pregnant like you were barren.
No, 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 no. But my eggs are not healthy most of the time. It would be very difficult for us to get pregnant. Like, knock on wood. Like, I have PCOS, so like my eggs don't fully mature. They don't fully turn into an egg. Like 70% of them, something like that. So
They're warped, deformed, mutated eggs.
they really are. It's so weird though because okay, so you get a sonogram or whatever or fucking
Mm-hmm.
thing, and the first time I got it done, they were like, "Oh, look at you! Like you've got great eggs. These are all your eggs." Like all positive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom goes to me, "You should get um your sonogram again because you probably like you have PCOS." And I was like, "What?" And then the next time I went to get my ovaries checked,
They're like,
they
oh.
you have PCOS, and I was like, "What?" Like I really was like, "That's so weird," because like you were talking so well about my eggs like beforehand. Like
How did your mom know?
I don't know. She just said that she did research. I don't know.
Hmm. You know, despite their lack of intuition, there are things ESTJs just know in their own way. Like how there's this time my dad was riding in my Mini Cooper, and when the tires go less than 5 pounds less than the recommended amount, the light goes on, right? He's like, your right front tire is low. The next day, the light came on.
Yeah.
He's got magical butt cheeks. You can just tell by
Yeah.
feeling it in his butt
Yeah.
cheeks that that tire is low.
My mom probably told me how, like, she definitely did tell me.
How she knew?
Yeah, she says she researched it, and then, like, she told me, but, like, I took it as criticism, so I didn't listen.
I see.
I was just like, oh my god. And then, like, I researched it myself, and I was like, after the sonogram and the the eggs they found the next time, I was like, all right, I guess I have PCOS. So, like, my my OBGYN, like, sat me down. She was like, look, it's going to be hard for you to have kids. It's not impossible, but you would have to go off your medication, and we would have a plan for you. Uh, it's not impossible. So I was like, so it's like very like I had questions. I forget what I asked her exactly, but
It's not impossible to have kids with anyone. Well, fortunately, that worked out well for us. I don't really want any more kids. You don't really want any
I
kids.
don't know.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Like we are on most stuff. It's nice to be in a relationship where you're on the same page.
Yeah, it is.
What's this? A spider?
Oh, spider!
Well, just go in the
Cut it.
trash, I guess. Sorry, spider.
I was on Abilify. I'm not anymore. I take Prozac. All of my medication is generic version. I take Prozac in the morning, and then at night I take gabapentin, um, olanzapine, and which is like
Clonazepam.
yeah. Olanzapine is generic for Zyprexa, and um, clonazepam, which is
Clonazepam.
clonazepam. I always forget it. I just want to say Klonopin.
Yeah, that's the brand name.
Yeah.
Clonny.
Gotta take my Clonny. Like, people think that I'm gonna get off of it, but it's helped me so much, like, there's no way.
Yeah, there's zero reason to change your current medication because it's working perfectly.
Yeah. Hey, Levi Samuels.
Hi, Levi Samuels. How you doing? Nice to see you. Even though I didn't actually see you yet because I've been looking at this.
Reenacted. PCOS. Why? Ma'am, it's POS. Your eggs are coming out soft boiled. It's sure they are.
PCOS sounds like a boy band name.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they have, Chris. They do fuck with my insulin. I think I've had PCOS like all my life because I used to get really bad cramps, like where I would stay home from school because they hurt so much. And the only thing that would help was a heating pad, and like I took a shit ton of Aleve, which like wasn't healthy at all, but helped. I don't recommend it. Don't do it. But,
I'm sure edibles would have helped.
Yeah, they would have. But I don't think I was even aware of what weed was. I was very like
sheltered.
Yeah. Diabetes of the ovaries. I'm afraid of diabetes. Gotta stop doing that.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Look at these. Lovely manicured.
Wait, one is not manicured.
Which one's not manicured?
This one. I didn't manicure it all the way. I wasn't finished. Yeah, definitely not. Or sorry, I don't.
That's fine. That's fine. If you want to do more work on it, that's fine. Yours kind of looking like this. This is a Rachel manicured one. This is a Rachel manicured one. You can see how tight it is.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's fine. This one is manicured by me. You can see it's a little looser. I'm not as maniacal about getting the leaves. Makes me want to manicure mine a little bit better.
No, I don't know if I'm doing it right.
You're doing it just fine, darling. Okay, let's go put these ones in the closet.
If you leave, meow meow meow, meow meow meow
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Someday. Thanks, Levi Samuels.
I agree.
I touch you once, I touch you twice. I won't let go at any price. I need you now like I need you then. I always said we'll meet again someday. This is all Northern Lights now. The only cherry pie we have left drying is this and these up here. Just need another. I could put this one in now. I could put this one and this one and this one. It could go now, actually. They're drying up.
Summer says what Eric was singing there reminded me of "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood."
Huh. The song I was singing was If You Leave. Dear God, please don't let me be misunderstood. I know that song. It's an old 60s song. I don't know who sings it. Maybe it's like one of those one-hit wonders or something. Like the Beavers or something. Okay, so this will be the end of the cherry pie. And that's good. I mean, if we're done.
No, I mean I cut this by accident.
That's fine. Just put the little piece in here. And then just cut the branch. No. Just cut the branch right there. And then just manicure these bits separately. As one of you looks like you're already done with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. And there you go. Okay. Put the rest of this in here probably. Go in there. There. And this last little bit right here. All right.
Oh, the animals. You were right.
The animals. The beavers, the animals, same thing.
And you knew. It was something like that.
Yeah.
In a group of, say, 20, there are several smaller subgroups. I feel like I can hop from subgroup to subgroup, raise the spirits and get to know people and make some laughs, and the whole party is better. That sounds like FE to me. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like FE to me. I mean, certainly viewing that situation through that frame and understanding that there's a skill set involved in doing that even is very FE conscious and probably high stack. So we got 7 jars of cherry pie.
Nice.
That's not too bad. Not too
Were you
bad.
hoping for more?
I mean, I was, kind of dreaming that it'd be nice if it neatly filled up this package of 8. But that's okay. We got 7.
It's good.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
7 jars worth. This one's small, just a little empty. Not all the way filled up. But I will leave this here for now because I know we'll be well through one of those jars before long.
Thanks, Winston's mom.
I'm happy to have gotten the first bit of the harvesting fully done like that. You get a little worried about maybe theft or something like an animal comes, eats it all. Who knows? When you get close to harvest, you worry that something might go wrong. Like what went wrong with my orange tree so long ago, my Temple City house. Just as the oranges were getting ripe, the landlord came and chopped it down.
And we had our weed pulled out from the...
Yup. And last year we had our weed pulled out by the fucking estate clearance people. Fuckers. I was mad. Like, who told you to kill my weed plants?
Exactly.
They're just these, conservative old lady types who didn't approve. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Fuckers. Okay. This is a good amount of northern lights here. Did you see? You want to come in here? Stand look where we've got there. We still have the main branches to go. There's this one up there.
We still have...
above your head.
That's a juicer.
Yeah. We're gonna harvest this plant in full, including the cola. I left the cola on top of the cherry pie. I just figured we could harvest that later in the season.
Yeah. It'll still grow.
It might still grow a little bit more. It's probably about fully budded out. So this is all the northern lights, and boy oh boy, am I excited about this stuff.
When was the last time you had northern lights?
Well, I had a couple practice branches of this stuff, but I don't think I even really let it dry properly. And you can't really tell what it's like from microwaving it. Tomorrow afternoon, probably, the first branches that I started drying will be ready to smoke.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to smoking the wicker weed tree, indeed. That wicker thing is perfect for putting branches up to dry. All right, let's go look outside now.
I was thinking about going to the mailbox, too.
Oh, you do that, sure.
You want to come with me? We could look at the stuff first and then get mail.
We'll get the mail first and then go look at the stuff.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go together.
Oh, trouble.
What's trouble? I don't want to run into a high Bigfoot, that's true. I touch you once, I touch you twice. I won't let go at any price. I need you now like I need you then. I always said we'll meet again someday. Don't forget the someday. But that only happens in one time in that song. Rachel tried to put a someday in too early when we were listening to it earlier. Policing others' personal decisions. Buzz off! I don't even know what lady we're talking about, but buzz off, lady.
Eric?
Yes, I'm right here, darling. I should always carry jack links for Bigfoot in case you see Bigfoot. You're right. Well, it seems like Bigfoot's more likely to push you down to get your jack links than if you don't have them. I want to show you guys something pretty special I found out here. I call this Lament of the Christian Scientists. Because no matter how much he prayed, this praying mantis is dead.
Praying mantis?
Yes, but unfortunately, he's dead.
Well, let's go look.
Right here looks nice.
Yeah, he does. You're good luck.
Oh, yeah, that lady. Old lady people who cut down our weird plants, yes. And now I get what your reference is. See, when you reference something that I said 30 seconds ago, that's a long time ago. Let's just look here. We'll go up to the mailbox. We'll come back with the mail, put the mail inside, then we'll come get the branches.
Okay.
I just want to look here. So, these are the branches that we have left, the main branches. The cola, these offshoot branches here, and this branch. That's all that's left of this. Not a lot of produce because it's a pretty small plant. But just look at that. Just look at that. As juicy gets. Now this Gorilla Glue starting to get pretty ready. You see the tips of the leaves getting yellow here. All around. And Gorilla Glue is a fairly stringy, sparse weed. So even though these buds don't look that thick, that's to be expected for Gorilla Glue. As you see, it's a much lighter color than either of those two plants over there. Now, here's the remnants of the cherry pie. The only thing I didn't chop was the top cola. And you can see all the hairs are brown. This is fully ready to go. Leaf tips are a little yellow. Got a couple more little popcorn buds down there, but we'll chop that later in the season. And then here's our champion. This is a big plant. It's taller than me by like a good foot, and I'm higher than its base here, so it's well over 7 feet, maybe close to 8 feet.
Yeah.
It's starting to get frosty, but this is the latest. This is a late bloomer. This is the one that doesn't start its menstrual cycle until it's 20 years old. All right, now let's go to the mailbox. You're gonna change out of your sassy pants, huh? Yeah, the light of day is the best solution to bad things. Light of day plus the absence of anonymity. When people have to own what they say, then the light of day is a perfectly good purifying mechanism. Shitty people who say shitty things won't be liked by other people. Little flies flying all around. We're gonna have a power outage. They sent you 2 letters. That's how much they want you to know. Well, I tell you, Mr. Trump, you were wasting your mailing money and you sent my mom a letter.
Yeah, in 2 ways. In one way, because she's dead, and 2, because she hated you.
Right, yeah. Even if you weren't dead. I was thinking it was a waste because she's not dead. As in if she weren't dead, right?
No, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
My mom hated Donald Trump so much. Could you pick that up?
Yeah.
Thanks. My mom hated him so much.
She used to smack the newspaper.
It's like one of the last things that she remembered in life was that she hated Donald Trump. Even when she was deep in dementia, she would get infuriated just by the picture of it.
Yeah. She liked Elizabeth Warren a lot. I remember her, like, the TV would be on and Elizabeth Warren would be talking and Ron would be like, I like her. She's good.
Most importantly, my mom liked you.
She really did. And she stole pins from places to tell me. Remember?
She stole what?
She used to steal pins. You know, like the baseball pins that I have?
Huh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it would say like home run and stuff, like encouraging words in baseball terms. Your dad would say, like, she stole this for you. Meow.
Well, somebody's sexual accusations abound in lawsuit by former chief of staff. Senator Marie Alvarado Gil says claims are financially motivated. Must be a state senator, I guess. And it warns me that it contains explicit language about sexual acts.
Wow.
Makes me want to read this story. Okay, so Alvarado Gil recently made other headlines when she switched her party affiliation from Democrat to Republican. Page A10. Saying she was fed up with the Democratic supermajority in California and did not recognize the current Democratic Party in the state. Let's see, let me get to the juicy parts, okay?
I'll watch you. Just wait a second, okay?
One incident supposedly happened here in Mariposa. I'll deal with this. Don't you worry.
Sorry.
Don't you worry your pretty little head about it.
No, thanks.
Okay. So, civil suit lists the following unofficial complaints: sexual harassment, quid pro quo, sexual harassment, hostile work environment, discrimination in violation of Fair Employment and Housing Act, retaliation in violation of Fair Employment and Housing Act, failure to prevent harassment, and let's see if it gets any more juicy. So the complaint said that for the first 6 months after taking the job, Alvarado and Condit traveled extensively together. In the course of their interactions as boss subordinate, Alvarado began grooming plaintiff and sharing personal and intimate details. He also alleged the center began talking about her personal, intimate life story, including details about her current husband cheated on her and that she got her own house, dog, and a lifetime free pass to cheat out of the deal. How horrible. She would openly talk about her vices, which included sex and using drug ayahuasca and taking gummies. This doesn't seem like much really here, frankly. Well, let's see. In one incident, Alvarado Gill called plaintiff to her hotel room, that's Condit, after a crab feed in Mariposa, saying she bumped her head. The Mariposa Lions Club puts on an annual crab feed each February. Plaintiff left the room to get her ice. When he came back with the ice, she was sitting on the edge of the bed with just a t-shirt on. And that she demanded the plaintiff show her loyalty by having him go down on her. And that he suffered a back injury while going down on her. Okay, asswife, I don't buy this lawsuit one bit. That is just, oh, come on, really? You know, I don't think so. It's like that one time I saw on TV this like kind of 2020 expose on the this massage parlor chain. I forget what it was called, but they actually had this interview with some lady who was like, and then he started touching me down there, and when I was finished, he removed his hand. I felt so violated. Yeah, that's why you waited for yourself to finish before complaining about it. I couldn't believe she actually said wait a second, did she just say what I think she said? The answer is yes, she did. I see, so you didn't object to him touching your vagina until after you came. Okay, lady. Okay. I'm sorry, but
September 27th, we're going to have to use our
okay, generator time on September 27th.
putting this on the fridge.
So I do not believe that lawsuit guy at all. I get that he and his boss were engaged in a sexual relationship, but I mean, then why would she object after she was done? Okay, I said, hey, that wasn't okay. I don't know. You probably can't see it's behind a paywall. Post-nut clarity. Okay. Well, I think for you to object, you have to have pre-nut clarity. All right, so now we got the mail. Fortunately, there was nothing in the mail. A prenuptial. Yeah, it's always good mail when there's no mail.
There's this thing that you could look at maybe when it's for 7112.
No, we don't want PG&E to. We don't want to pay PG&E to help defer the costs of a broken well or water line. We get water from the water towers. They're assuming we're on well water here.
Really?
That's like a well insurance plan by PG&E for some reason. All right, get off your high horse, PG&E. You're gas and electric. You're not water. God, yeah, you just want to be everything in the world. You want to be gas, electric, Pacific, water, air, everything. Just stop it already. You scoundrels. I'm not a huge fan of the PG&E, or Puga as I call them. But I don't hate them as much as Les does. Our neighbor Les just really hates PG&E. Let me tell you, do not get him started on the subject of PG&E. After this, basically all that's left is the cola on top. So these are some juicers, though. Oh yeah! Somebody bring the juice bucket, cause we're gonna need it with all this juice. I don't want any incredibly destructive forest fires, please. Are you asking me if I want those, Jonathan Earl? Is that what you're saying? The answer is no. All right. We should be able to get this manicured before my doctor's appointment, which is at 3:20. Gotta remember 3:20, it's an odd time, right? It's not on the 30s, it's not on the hour. I can go in smalls. Let me put these things in my hand down instead of holding too many things at one time. And we'll cut this branch off. And then we'll cut my favorite branch of the whole plant off. This one. I'll start manicuring that one. And we'll cut this branch off. We'll cut these side ones off. Look at that. Wow, what a beauty poo. But that's not the one I'm after. I'm after this one. This is the king of all the branches, even though it's not a big branch. No, I'm sorry. Is it this one? It's this one. Let me look at it with my glasses to make sure I'm right. All right, it's this one. This is the juiciest. The juiciest Lucy in all of Juice Loose Town. Hello? Rachel, is that you? Rachel? Oh, you want me to let you in? Okay. Easy breezy, cheesy, lemon squeezy. I'm glad you're loving the daily live stream. I guess I locked Rachel outside. Sorry, Rachel.
That's okay. I was trying to find you. I wasn't sure where you went.
Oh, I got more branches from.
Oh, I figured as much. Trouble was heading that way. He was right.
So anyway, I was about to go to work on Juicy Lucy and the five fandangos. You can cut that stem shorter. Rachel, Easy Breezy, Cheesy Lemon Squeezy says hello to you.
Hey, Easy Breezy Lemon Squeezy.
Easy Breezy, Cheesy Lemon Squeezy.
Easy Breezy Cheesy Lemon Squeezy, my bad.
Yeah, it's a full, he got the model of name with all the bells and whistles. I'm going to manicure this one as carefully as I can because they're just such juicers as far as buds go. Mmm.
It's juicy juicer, yeah.
This is just a triumph of horticulture.
What was your mom's major again at Berkeley?
Botany, which is a subset of biology. She was originally a biology teacher before she was ever an English teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think she had more fun teaching English?
I'm not sure I ever asked her. I'm not sure I ever asked her. She did like teaching a lot. She was an excellent teacher.
My sister got her degree in teaching.
Oh, yeah? But instead, she became a alimony traveler.
She does teach in Europe.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Where does she teach English?
I believe English. I mean, I can't see her teaching anything else. But yeah, pretty much. I've never talked to her about alimony and stuff.
She could teach a class on why you don't want to move to Serbia.
She could.
She moved to Serbia and then she's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I wonder what Materazzi's sound had to say about that. If he were here, he might be insulted. He's from Serbia.
Apparently Serbian guys didn't really like my sister.
Well, apparently Serbian guys want her to be all dolled up with high heels and stuff.
Yeah, that's what she said, right?
Yeah. So I don't blame her for not wanting to be all high heels.
Yeah, I don't want to be in high heels either.
It's not good for your feet. My poor grandmother.
Yeah.
My poor grandmother had just ruined feet by the time she was old because she had worked too many years in heels.
That was probably just code. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, well, when you're the first woman pharmacist in the state of Arizona,
it's impressive.
Maybe you feel like you have to look nice. It would be impressive if she hadn't cheated.
That was such an interesting fact when your dad said that. I was like, oh my gosh, you cheated to become a pharmacist?
Yeah. My grandmother was not only the first woman pharmacist in Arizona, she's the first woman to cheat her way to becoming a pharmacist in the state of Arizona. So she's got 2 records.
That's great. I love that. And how does it's washed and what else?
Roof.
Roof.
Like if the shingles on the roof were dirty, let's imagine. You might say, wash the roof.
Wash the roof. I like that. I think about that often. I like wash. I want to bring it back.
We have got about 30 minutes left on the stream before my doctor's appointment. So I've been taking Rachel's Prozac for about the last week or so, one a day. And I think it might be good for me. Like, I feel less feeny about the Adderall than I normally would. It's kind of flattened out in general.
Mm-hmm. You would know by now, after taking it so many times, like.
Well, I suppose it takes a while to build up in your system. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what they say.
I mean, it affected me right away.
Yeah, it sure did. And if you've not taken it for a few days and you start like getting spinny and you take it, it fixes it right away.
Yeah.
Because Rachel doesn't take the Prozac every day.
No, I don't feel like I need to.
I don't think you need to either. Obviously, you're doing great with however many times you're taking it.
Sometimes if I want to feel high, I take it.
Does it make you feel high?
Like, yeah, I would say yes. It's a different high than weed, but it's like, maybe, like you said, like lighter in some way.
Well, like, I noticed I still have intrusive thoughts, intrusive bad memories, intrusive negative thoughts about whatever. But it's so different in like how I experience it. I just sort of notice it's there again. Oh, there's that thing I normally do. You know how you always say, I hate myself, Eric? You're about to say that again. But it doesn't, I don't feel it, you know? It's like I just kind of am able to note it and recognize it as a not helpful thing to do.
That's good.
But I gotta see how it works on me when I actually need it most, which is at the beginning of Sleepy Week.
Yeah.
That's when the negative thoughts and stuff were the worst. And I didn't used to get that. It used to be like Sleepy Week was just I was tired and hungry, and that was all there was to it. There wasn't any negative other stuff going on. Like, the best way to put it is intrusive negative thoughts.
Yeah, that's what they are. That's what happens with me and dopamine when I feel it the next day though. Like like if I don't take Adderall tomorrow, I will feel the dopamine drop like right away. And I'll feel sad about something.
And you'll sleep all night with me.
What?
And you'll sleep all night with me.
Yeah.
When you're experiencing dopamine drop, you like to spend the whole night with me, even if it means sleeping on the floor.
I'd rather. Yeah. I would always rather sleep with you.
Well, that's not true, and it's fine that's not true. Once we're both in regular dopamine, you like to go upstairs, you know?
Well, because I listen to stuff. If it weren't for that, like, and trouble being in the middle, he's tough to sleep with.
It's fine.
I do prefer to sleep with you though, because like overall, like, I like being with you.
I think we both prefer the kind of rolling, changing, we'll see how it goes tonight thing that we have, you know?
Yeah, we do have that.
Okay, this one's done. And this one's done. Wow. Look at this.
Look nice.
And you can see Rachel's a little bit cleaner of a manicure than me. I leave a little bit more leaves. And that's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me want to clean it up, mine up a little bit.
No, why? I just, like I said, I feel like I'm in a salon and like.
Oh, you do a great job. I'm just gonna leave this.
Hey, Innova 5, have you tried any new colognes recently?
Mmm. So delicious. Let's go put these in the closet.
You have. What have you tried?
What has Ananova 5 tried recently in terms of colognes? Debenoise Black Ice.
Hi, everybody. I always want to say that, but Invictus is Creed, right? Or Invictus is the brand. And how is YSL alone? Should I look it up on Fraganic? Hi, folks. I've got wedding cake. THC must be 27%. It's strong. That sounds nice. Okay, cool. Is Invictus Creed by Creed? LOMME. Wait, it's YSL LOMME. It might. Is it really new? Because it has La Home L apostrophe HOMME. But
So this is the driest of the Northern Lights. It's not dry yet by any means, but I think we can clip off a couple bits of it that are dry until we get smoked. So
I'd like to try some
so
too.
let's try it. Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. Is we'll both see if we can.
Oh, by Paco Robin. I'll try. I'll look up Invictus because I've heard of that one before.
What the fuck?
By Robin. RABANNE. I think I found it. Fancy bottle. Looks like a Greek thing. Basin. So the main accords for Invictus by Rabanne is citrus, marine, aromatic, fresh, spicy, woody, amber, salty, white floral, aquatic, and camphor. And its top notes are C notes, grapefruit, mandarin orange. Middle notes, bay leaf and jasmine. Base notes of ambergris, guaiac wood, oak moss, and patchouli.
Well, you're not wrong, Chris. But there's a bit of a chicken and egg issue there, right? Like, if I were excited about and involved in a project, it's true that that would probably reduce some of the negative intrusive thoughts. But it's also the case that if I weren't spending time in the negative intrusive thoughts, that I probably
It's nice that we're so similar.
OMFG.
Still good.
So good.
Everyone loves a little carpet weed, you know?
It's so sticky that, or my fingers are, or everything is, that I can't put anything anywhere.
Mmm. That's nice. It's so sticky.
It's too wet. It still smokes pretty good, even though it's still too wet, but
it smokes well.
it's definitely too wet. Take that there to dry out a bit more. Yeah, well, I got the seeds like from a heirloom seed place, you know. Because I grew Northern Lights way back in like 1991 or something in college. Put these ones on this plate here to dry for smoking. But yeah, the thing is, when I grew back in 91, I had like 7 plants, I think, inside under lights. And it all came out good weed, but the Northern Lights was by far the best of everything. Like it blew me away. And I've been kind of infatuated with the strain ever since. It does have a great taste and smell. I think it's got a good high too. I don't like the way that recent breeding efforts have impacted weed highs. People are always aiming for high THC percentage. I think it's at the expense of overall high because weed high has to do with congregation effect, you know, the impact of a variety of different chemicals all together to make a unique head experience. Put it in the smalls. Smalls. This is smalls. Smalls. This is big enough to go in the closet, I guess. Everything gets so sticky.
Yeah, everything is so sticky. Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Okay. We've got about 15 minutes to try to get the rest of this manicured. We're going to have to wrap up the stream because I'll have a doctor's appointment.
Can I be here while you...
Sure, of course. Not like I have anything that I secretly talk about with Dr. Ingram that I wouldn't talk about with you.
Yeah. I didn't tell him that I don't take my Prozac every day.
Okay, well.
I should.
Well, I mean, it'll come out when I talk about it, but I probably want to do that. See, I want to try taking yours during the green part sleepy week, so I feel more clear about what it's doing.
Yeah.
You know, before I talk to him about it.
Yeah. So then, I mean,
let's just leave it things as they are for now until the next doctor's appointment.
Next doctor appointment, I'll tell him. I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
It won't be a big deal because Prozac's not considered a drug that gets you high. They don't worry about unscheduled drugs.
Cool.
Although Dr. Ingram told me he won't refill my albuterol anymore. I think that's just because he wants me to go see a general practitioner.
Yeah.
He just thinks it's generally a good idea.
Yeah, he does.
But joke's on him because since I quit smoking cigarettes, I rarely use my albuterol anymore.
Good.
So that should last me a long time.
He was surprised when I told him that I care what people think.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I do.
Why did that surprise him? Probably just surprised him because people don't normally admit to that. If you're an FI type, you probably assume, therefore, nobody really does. I don't know if I would assume he's an INFP in that case. INTP might be surprised as well to hear somebody say it out loud, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to understand cognitive functions to recognize that that's not a bad thing to care about what other people think. It's the alternative to TE.
True.
Some people would say it's the alternative to FI, but that's not actually correct because TE is the other interface function.
Oh.
Good enough. This one, got a couple smalls here. Pull this leaf off. What are we doing? We are manicuring our harvest of this plant, which goes by a number of different names. Some people might call it cannabis. I call it Northern Lights. And by manicuring, what I mean is we're cutting off the leaves. Let's put this on Rachel's hands so you can see the process in action, okay?
Oh, yeah.
There. Now you can see exactly what's being done here in the manicuring. You see Rachel's cutting off the leaves, giving it a haircut, making it look nice and round.
Yeah, like I'm pretending that I'm known for my blunt bob haircuts or blunt haircuts just in general.
Do you think you could do a 1920s style flapper haircut with the weed plant? That'd be tricky. Huh?
That would be tricky.
That's kind of like a bob, right? A flapper haircut?
That is, yeah. That is the bob. The bob haircut. In the 1920s. I was like obsessed with the 1920s for a while.
Yeah, you're really into The Great Gatsby.
Because, like, I had never really read it before. And, like, what happens in it, like, disturbed me so much. I was like, oh my gosh, this book is so, like, the dream is dead. Like, nothing can be achieved without having money. I don't know. There's truth to that, but it's hard for me to stomach. And, like, maybe Jay Gatsby is an INFJ. I don't know.
Is that what the character is typed?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense why the book impacted you so much.
Yeah.
We are from California, America. Mariposa, California, which is the county where Yosemite National Park is. We live very close to Yosemite.
This one's so heavy that like it's.
What a beauty pie.
Yeah.
Show it to everybody. Show them the beauty. What a beautiful job of manicuring too.
Doesn't it kind of look like something from Dr. Seuss book, like how a tree would be drawn?
Yeah, it does.
Mostly like when it's lollipop, especially, it looks like something from Willy Wonka.
My grandma had her olive trees shaped like that, like with little round mushrooms.
Yeah, that used to be popular.
Yeah. They had been being shaped like that for a long time, so they were like very accustomed to being that shape, yeah.
Oh. Thanks, Winston's mom.
It is a pity it's not legal in France. I'm sure you could probably still get it in France, though. I don't know how bad the punishment is.
It is a pity that it's not legal in France. I'm glad they finally made it legal in New York, so we get to travel with it no problem.
That is good.
Yeah. Not saying that we are going there anytime soon. I'm just saying, like, that's a.
Well, that's good to know for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah. All right, it is 3:07, so I got about 8 more minutes. Our appointment's at 3:20, so I'll end this at 3:15. We've got a couple more branches here to do. You want to take on that one?
Yeah.
You want to take on me, take on me, take me home, take on me.
I'll be gone in a day or two. Yeah, you got it.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. We listened to a few 80s songs this morning as we went to and from the store.
Yeah.
That was one of them. We were talking about the question we were talking about the other day in the stream, which is quintessential 80s song. I think that one might be even a better choice than I touch you once.
Yeah.
I touch you twice.
Yeah, I do too.
I won't let go at any price. Although when you start singing that song, it's really hard to stop singing it before the end of the melody line.
Yeah.
Which is a sign of a song that's really got something going on.
And gets stuck in my head too.
Oh yeah, it's an earworm. The thing is, I bet if you ask 1,000 people, what band, first you ask them, do you know that song, I Touch You Once? I bet you like 900 of the 1,000 people, let's say Americans over the age of 20, will say, yeah, I know that song. And you ask the same, now let's say 100 people, 1,000 people who do know that song, 1,000 people who know that song, what band made that song, like 10 people would know.
Mm-hmm.
It's Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. That's the name of that band that made that song. I don't think I'd hardly ever heard that band name before I looked up that song.
No, me too. I didn't know that that song was named If You Leave either.
Right. Well, that's good. If you leave. But nobody ever thinks about that part. They think about the I touch you once, I touch you twice.
Yeah,
part.
yeah. And he says it in the beginning, if you leave, man, man, man.
I need you now, like I need you then. I always said we'll still be friends.
It's just still sticky.
Wow, things get very sticky very fast, leaving us in a pretty sticky situation.
Yeah, definitely a blast from the past. Yeah, sticky is good.
Well, I was reading that thing on manicuring on the Reddit thread. Somebody who responded to it was a grower who said it depends a lot on like if we aren't selling. This isn't for sale. This is just for our heads. But if we were selling it, it said it depends a lot on your marketplace. That California is incredibly picky. That crazy good weed will be declined because it's too stemmy or not manicured enough.
Mm.
Okay, we're just in the nick of time here. I'm going to put these branches into the closet and come back for Rachel's last branch and there's other branches I left here. And then I will end the stream and go to my doctor's appointment.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Okay. And you go here. That's fine. You can go here. Perfect. Okay, let's go get the last branches.
Thanks, Winston's mom.
Yeah, thanks, Winston Mom, who suggests to those of you who feel inclined that you perhaps like the video. If you did like this experience, this is part of what I call comfort core, also called pleasant core. It's not for absolutely everybody. Some people want more excitement and less pleasantness. Well, we're moving the other direction here, talking with Famous People Inc. We're moving away from excitement and towards pleasantness. So, we do understand, as pleasant people would, that that's not for everybody. And that's okay. You like what you like. And if you dislike this experience, you just go right ahead and push the down button too. That's fine. Nothing wrong with disliking a video. All right, we're done with that. These things are all hung up to dry. Goodbye, everybody. We love you. We think you're the best. The 4 of you who are still here, you're really the best.
Yeah, you are.
So talk to you later.
Bye.